Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here. Now with Forza Horizon 5 being so close to launch now, I want to take this time to talk about the current Horizon title of Forza Horizon 4. This may be one of the last few times you may see a dedicated Horizon 4 video on my channel, so I do want to wrap up what is perhaps Playground Games' most successful title based on player count and sales. So this will be a two-part series where I will conclude with another video about the things I miss about Horizon 4. Now, as most of you are probably well aware by now, for me, having played all the Horizon titles, Horizon 4 was my least favorite, and I know that many subscribers who watch my videos have only played Horizon 4 as their first Horizon title, so our perspectives and opinions may differ for the game. So if there's anything about Horizon 4 that you did enjoy or dislike, share it with us down in the comment section below. I do read all of your comments, guys, but in today's video, I'll be talking about 8 things that I won't miss about Forza Horizon 4. Starting off with number 1, menus and user interface. This is certainly one of the first things that came into my mind when I was thinking about what I won't miss about Horizon 4. You see, back in Horizon 3, 2, and 1, the menu system were never too complicated to follow. Everything was supposed to be in its appropriate tab, and the widget sizes were suitable to the importance for that particular option. Take Horizon 3 for example. With the social tab, we know that online adventure is the mode Playground Games wants you to play, or is the most popular multiplayer mode, then followed by the other options like online free roam, co-op campaign, and private lobbies. Other windows like message center and community news are just as big, which allows the players to easily see them as an option too, and this is very consistent throughout the different tabs. In Horizon 4, the tabs don't really make sense. For example, in the home section, why is there a widget for how many players are in my Horizon Life world? Shouldn't that be in the Horizon Life tab? Also, why are there so many of my Horizon Life progress plastered across all the different tabs in the menus? It just makes it feel very cluttered. Also, why is the stats option seen across 3 consecutive tabs? I mean, this is also applicable while in the garage too, but thankfully in Horizon 5, Playground Games have scaled things down in the menus, and when I was navigating through them, even though it was a preview build, I was like, man, this is so much better and easier to follow. All the text are nice and big, and it seems as though there's no more unnecessary things plastered everywhere, which kind of camouflages a lot of the options that you actually want. Number 2, winter season. So one of the new key features that Forza Horizon 4 brought into the franchise was of course seasons. At the time, because this was unknown to the Horizon community, we were pretty excited about the possibilities it may bring. Could we be experiencing the United Kingdom 4 different times? Well, it turns out that wasn't really the case. The seasons, despite being rotated on a weekly basis, was quite stale after a while. Spring and autumn were very similar. Summer was just spring and autumn, but without the dampness or rain, and overall those seasons didn't feel that much different for the 3 weeks running. However, whenever winter would hit, that is where driving around the map actually changed. Most of the roads were covered in snow, but it was to the point where if your vehicle wasn't all-wheel drive, you wouldn't be having a great time. And since the weather patterns don't deviate that much per season, we had to endure the snowy United Kingdom for an entire week. I mean, surely in the United Kingdom, there must have been winters without all that snow, right? Now, with that said though, the concept of seasons is a great idea, and it will be making a return to Horizon 5, but in a much more dynamic manner. The winter seasons, or wet seasons in Horizon 5, won't have the entire map covered in snow, but rather taking into account elevations and sea levels. Therefore, the weathers and seasons we experience will be much more realistic to the location that it's set. But yeah, winter seasons in Horizon 4 is something I will not miss at all. Number 3, car sounds. I think it's safe to universally agree that Horizon 4 had the worst car sounds out of the entire series. The drop in sound quality from Horizon 3 to Horizon 4 was unbelievable, to the point where the community literally questioned on all social media platforms what on earth happened. Now, there were some behind the scenes rumors and speculations as to why this occurred, but I won't get into all of that in today's video. Now, what I do remember is before the launch of Horizon 4, there was a live stream talking about the team using this new recording method known as granular synthesis. Sound familiar? Well, it should, because it is the same process used for Horizon 5. However, in Horizon 4, because the process of recording these cars were not logistically the easiest to organize, given with this granular synthesis method, it would have taken Playground Games much longer than 2 years from Horizon 3 to Horizon 4 to completely overhaul the entire car roster audio sounds. Of course, none of this was mentioned, but instead pitched to us that the car sounds were much more realistic than ever. Then came launch, and pretty much 95% of car sounds in the game were either recycled or inaccurate. There may have been a handful of car sounds in Horizon 4 that sounded decent, but majority was just trash, and it hurt as a consumer because at the time we had so much trust in Playground Games, so of course we were going to take everything they say as gospel. But since then, with Horizon 5, Playground Games admitted that with the new method of recording, it really did take the entire 3-year development cycle to record all of the new car audio, and thankfully it's been a huge improvement from what I have seen. But please, Playground Games, don't ever pull one of those moments to us again, and I'll gladly wave goodbye to all the car sounds from Forza Horizon 4. Number 4, Wheelspins. One of the biggest problems I had, especially coming from the excellent Wheelspin prizes we had from Horizon 2 and 3, was all the clothing items, emotes, and car horns that were in the Wheelspins. I remember early on when Horizon 4 launched, I counted how many clothing items there were, and the total was more than the amount of cars that was featured in the game at the time, which to me was ridiculous. And factor in that most of the items could be won in the Wheelspin along with all the novelty horns and emotes as well, you have at best a slim chance of winning any credits or vehicles at the beginning of the game, which was just frustrating. Don't believe me? If you have some spare time between now and the launch of Horizon 5, start a new account and just go through the first 3 or 4 hours of the campaign and note down how many novelty items you will claim. And I can guarantee you that the results will be very surprising. Now, at least in Horizon 5, although clothing items and car horns are still in the Wheelspins, you will mostly see epic and legendary items only, to the occasional common items which you can now purchase through your Drivatar customization screen. But I can say this for sure, the Wheelspins in Horizon 5 is much better with the rewards than they were in Horizon 4, and I'm very happy that Playground Games made changes to them. Number 5, the highway. Crazy to think that despite Horizon 4 having the largest map in the series for now, it felt like the highway was very short. Maybe this was because the highway wasn't straight, which prevented us from going full throttle, but compared to Horizon 2 and the original Horizon title, I just felt like every time I'd want to do a top speed run, I'll end up saying to myself, I need a longer straight. Till this day, I still can't quite put my finger on why this is the case, because looking at the highway on the map, it looks pretty long. I would imagine that it would have been similar to Horizon 3's highway, but even in Horizon 3, despite the highway looking quite weak on the map, you were able to easily achieve VMAX. So it's safe to say, for me at least, I disliked the Horizon 4 highway the most, but again, Playground Games comes to the rescue with Horizon 5, now featuring the longest highway in any Horizon game, and despite me voicing my slight concerns about it being quite narrow, it's still an excellent highway to test every car's top speed. Number 6, the launch. Let's rewind the clock back to the end of September 2018. Forza Horizon 4 had just launched on the Xbox One, and off we went playing the game. But wait a minute, where are some of our favorite features that were previously in Horizon 3, like class-based rivals, solo online adventure, and what about the 1 mile drag races? I couldn't believe what I was seeing as I progressed through the game, and if you add in some of the points I mentioned above, you can kind of see why I was disappointed with Horizon 4. To be fair with Playground Games though, with their monthly support, they did bring back class-based rivals and solo online adventure too, but these were features that shouldn't have been removed from the series in the first place. Now I hope in Horizon 5 we do not see this again. All of our most popular features in the series must be available in Horizon 5 at launch. There is, however, one feature we know thus far that won't be included on day one, and that is private adventure mode, or if we wind the clock back to Horizon 3, private lobbies. But Playground Games have said in an exclusive Q&A session that they will look into bringing back that feature in a future update. But I hope that is it with the features that need to be brought back in the future, because I do not want the same feeling I had back in 2018 questioning where are all these features once Horizon 5 launches. Number 7, the bugs and glitches. Now, I know I alluded to this in my previous video as a concern, but in the context of Horizon 4, my goodness, the amount of bugs and glitches we had, ranging from oil leaks on cars, engines being completely removed if you did a swap, to vehicles taking off like an airplane while going at top speed. I mean, it's all fun to document and discover, but if I just want to enjoy the game and really appreciate the developer's work, all the bugs and glitches just ruined it for me. And for those who have been subscribed to my channel for a while now, you will know just how many bugs and glitches were discovered throughout the life of Horizon 4. I really hope to say goodbye to most of them once Horizon 5 comes out, and fingers crossed that not many of them return in the new title. And lastly, number 8, playing on a wheel. I know some people may disagree on this point, but for me, at least with the Logitech G920, I bought this wheel so I can experience Horizon 4 in a much more immersive manner. And let's be honest, with these brand new Logitech wheels, despite being an entry-level gaming wheel, they are not exactly cheap for anybody. So when I first plugged it in, I was like, what is going on here? Surely my skills on the controller isn't that wide that I'm not able to steer in Horizon 4. I mean, I couldn't race, I couldn't drift, so I decided to check out some different setups on YouTube, and none of them felt good for me, to the point that I thought I had a faulty wheel. But then when I was playing other racing titles like F1 2020, Assetto Corsa, Dirt Rally 2, Car X Drift, my wheel was perfectly fine, especially with some slight adjustments. It was just Horizon 4 that I couldn't get the feeling correct. Now the good news is that in Horizon 5, it's practically a plug and play, and I was very happy that I didn't have to adjust any of the settings to make it feel like I was driving a real car. I can steer, I can drift, and the skill gap between me using a controller to a wheel now has narrowed by a significant margin. But I'll never forget just how surprised I was when my wheel felt nothing like it should in Forza Horizon 4. But let me know in the comment section below whether or not you found the wheel to be good or bad in Horizon 4, and was it on a default or tweaked setup? Share it with us down in the comment section below, and there we have it, 8 things that I won't miss for Forza Horizon 4. Now remember, I will be doing a part 2 about the things that I will miss for this game as a conclusion for Forza Horizon 4. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video or found it interesting, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button, as it really does help me out. And lastly, if you guys would like to see more Forza Horizon 5 content right here on this channel, make sure to click the subscribe button with notifications turned on. That way you won't ever miss out on another video that goes live, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.